Nation of Islam also promotes Muhammad's economic blueprint program, nickels and dimes. What's the current state of that program, its accomplishments, potentials, and is it only for people in the Nation of Islam, or how can other people benefit from participating in that program?
Well, first of all, they can go to justiceorelse.org and they can donate. I'm glad you raised the question. It is absolutely not limited to or for the, quote, Muslims. This is to benefit the 40 to 60 million black people, as well as the original people of this continent, the Native American, and that embraces our Latino brothers and sisters. And the purpose of that is so that we can acquire, first and foremost, land. Why land? Because land is necessary to have an independent economy. If you don't own the land, you are leasing or you are subject to another power, and therefore you can be moved at any time. When you own your own land, you're laying the base for us coming together as a people, and after we do that, we can create political subdivisions. It takes very few people to have a township, for example, in America, and when you do that, you can create your own tax base. Then you decide what is done with your tax dollars for your schools, for your business districts, parks, law enforcement. And so as of now, the Nation of Islam has purchased and is in the process of purchasing a number of acres of farmland. We are growing and producing food, and we are seeking the inclusion of all of those 40 to 60 million that I spoke of, so that we can have a place where we can have respite. You know, when people hear separation, they think of something enclosed or isolated. I've even heard black people say, well, if we all move into the same place, they are going to kill us. Well, we already all live in the same place in ghettos in America.
Yes.
And we are already being slaughtered on a daily basis. We're segregated. Segregation is when one group dominates over the others. Separation is when we each agree to go our own way, just as in a marriage that doesn't work out.
Absolutely. Now, the condition of the U.S. dollar is said to be on life support. It's dead.
Right.
We could pull the plug at any time.
Any minute. That's right.
And with up with Jesus, down with Santa, we started to pull that plug.
That's right.
How do we as a black nation prepare for the collapse of the U.S. dollar?
Well, first of all, we do what we just got through talking about, a separate state or territory of our own. The only medium of exchange right now on this planet that would not be subject to a crash is gold, the pure metal gold. That has, for eons, served as the medium of exchange among people. The paper dollar is very recent from a historical point of view in development, and the current American dollar has not only does it have no intrinsic value, in that I cannot eat paper, I cannot plant a $20 bill in the ground and grow tomatoes. If my house burns down, I cannot stack paper up and build a new home. And so its only value is as a medium of exchange. If the paper currency that you have cannot be exchanged for precious metal, then you are really in trouble. Well, there was a time when the American dollar had on its silver certificate. So it meant that whatever that denomination you held was, you could go exchange that for precious metal. It no longer has it. It says promissory note. Which means it's
from who?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's worthless.
Yes.
And it's called currency because its value is only equal to that of the current state of mind of the people. A dollar's value is perceived. And so if I have a $10 bill, it is only as good as the person I'm giving it to perceives it to be, because it has no real value. And that is why the American dollar is poised for a collapse, because America herself is not putting anything into the global marketplace that has an intrinsic value. She's not manufacturing goods, she's not growing food, she's not providing anything that humanity needs to sustain itself. It's all war machines and technology in the form of computer software and things of that nature. One of the teachers at my daughter's high school called me last year about my daughter got in trouble for telling the teacher she was bogus for using the term. And I said, well, you know, she probably could have found a better way to express herself, but that just means fraudulent. And bogus is a legal term. It's not a word of profanity. Right. Okay? But I want to say to us that the incarceration, you know, that is taking place, it is a crisis. It is a condition that qualifies as a condition of war. Yes. When our people are being removed from among us at this rate. And many of the people, our people who are locked up, their families and friends don't even know where they are. That's right. And yet, Hillary, when I said bogus, this is what I was leading to. Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, she was not a first lady that just picked out China for steak dinners. Trust and believe, that's right. She was in this. In fact, she strikes me as more ambitious than her husband. I'm just saying. But this term super predator that a Princeton sociologist developed in the 90s that was used as a base to lead to what is happening right now, where our young men and even our young women are being gunned down on sight. And the script, the line given by the cops that killed them is, I was in fear of my life. That psychosis didn't come out of the sky. This term super predator and Hillary Clinton's tour during her husband's administration, going to dinners and various speaking engagements and using that term, super predator, to talk about our children. Right. And out of this propaganda came laws passed by almost all of the 50 states. Do you know in Georgia, children can be arrested at the age of 7?
Listen.
7. Wow. And juveniles are being given life sentences for petty crimes.
Our babies.
These are our babies. And it speaks volumes about our condition, our mental and emotional condition, because we are the only people, beloved, on this earth who you can come among us and kill our children and walk out alive. We're the only people where you can abduct our women off the streets of this country. Sandra Bland was abducted off the streets of the United States of America, snatched away and thrown into the back of a van.
Right.
And 3 days later, we were presented with her corpse.
Right.
We were told she committed suicide. Have you noticed
that for the most part, the males are shot dead in the street.
Right.
The females are taken into custody. What happens in those time lapses between the arrest and the death? We had an 18-year-old girl in Alabama, locked up, charged with forcible robbery. What was the robbery? She snatched a cell phone from another girl. They lock her up, 6:30 in the evening, and at 8 p.m. she's hanging by her neck in a jail cell. She killed herself. Really? You have Prince.
Come on now.
Oh, these conspiracy theorists. Well, it only takes two people to conspire anyway. Yeah, our whole presence here is the product of a conspiracy.
That's right.
Michael, Whitney, Whitney's daughter, her only heir. Prince, who waged war for 10 years with Warner Brothers to control his music, and he never left a will. Seriously. By the time I got over the death, a day and a half later, I'm seeing they just cremated it.
All right.
Brother Ellis will tell you, when there is a death that's questionable and the cause hasn't been determined, I, as the mother, I couldn't come and get his body. They would tell me, you can't have it.
Right.
Because this is under investigation.
Right.
Now, we don't know what killed him, but he's ashes already. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, Allah will make you separate. Minister Farrakhan said in June of last year on the Cliff Kelly show in Chicago, we are under chastisement. Black people, we're under chastisement with the losses that we are suffering. He said that on a Wednesday. A week later, Dylan Roof goes into Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, South Carolina, and guns down 9 of us. We're the only people on earth that you can do that to. Now, some of our people don't like the fact that we have a search procedure.
Come on now. Stay right there.
I wish Mother Emanuel Church had a search procedure. I wish Dylan Roof had visited one of our study groups. All of you of that mindset, we come on out to the Nation of Islam and come to our study. We study the Bible and the Holy Quran. We sit in circles. Come on over and visit us. It is against the law of God to just stand and be killed. It's against the law of God. Nobody in this room, as Brother Minister said, let's forget religion. And religious, because religion isn't God anyway. Yeah, religion is a science of what you practice. For some people, weed is a religion. So we're not talking religion tonight. We're talking about a people, and I agree with Minister Don. You all look so incredible, so beautiful. I'm so glad to be in the family. That's as crazy as